This is an overview of the dynamic rubric that I'm using. If you look at this dynamic rubric, you would see that there are 3 sheets. The important 2 sheets are number 1 and 2. Number 3 is just to show formulas. So the first one, names. This first sheet is quite important because the information that will be at the top of the master or of each rubric, this information like this is the course Good Speaking English, the midterm exam, the class number, who is the examiner, the semester, all that information, as well as the student number and the student name, is entered here on the first tab, because the information is drawn from here into each rubric like this, each sheet. So on this side, just look at the student number area. Here I put student numbers and names. If you don't have numbers that you use, you only use student names, then of course you can just ignore this, the first section, but then the best would be just to paste the student names, copy paste them into this area, because this is the area that is used for the sheet names and on which the student names and information is based. On this side, you just have a student number count, just to make sure that if you have 10 students in the class, that you have 10 names listed here. On this side, I give the number of the class. Now you can enter the kind of information you would like here, and you can also play with it to make your rubric look the best. But I have space for class number, exam type, the semester, the course name, the way, my scoring method, how did I determine the scoring on each sheet, and on this side also my name. And then there's information about how to duplicate the master sheet into different other sheets, as well as how to save each sheet rubric after you've scored it, so that you can save it as a PDF document for your students to look at, because that's the important part where the feedback comes in. So on the next tab, the master tab, you will see the rubric, the actual rubric, and this is where I would first, before I duplicate any sheets for each student, I have to check that this rubric is perfect. That is exactly the way I want it. I have the colors in here that I want to use, and now I'm going to check, because in this rubric I will add a full stop, simply a full stop at the end of the description in each cell, to say this is the cell, this is what I score the student on. So the student had, for the title, there were note caps provided. So if I add the full stop and I press enter, then this cell is highlighted. This is where the student has scored, and here is the automatic calculator that will then add that number 1 here in the total block. These totals are calculated and added up for a total score here at the bottom, which is also then transposed and carried over into this number here. So the yellow parts are the important sections that I want the student to look at, just to focus their attention on where they have to look. So here I can do all the scoring, and I will explain more about the scoring. So, and on this last sheet I simply have a formula to explain it better. So the master sheet and the name sheets, these are the sheets that you will find standard in each rubric, and the ones that you have to update to match your specific specifications.